Two away games this week for the Robins. Wrexham and Portsmouth. We're reviewing both of those this week. Dodgy refereeing and just how good were we at Pompey. We've got Sam and Liam back with us to review it all. Plus we've got some criticisms of Struber coming in from some fans. Stay tuned to find out why in a second. Plus, also coming up this week, we are looking at the Christmas fixtures for Bristol City. How good are they? Some fans are saying it's probably the toughest set of fixtures that any team have got. Let's see if our fans here agree with it. We're also talking about the FA Cup draw. Who do we want this year? And we're on to the letter H in our A to Z of Bristol City. Which legend should get in it for you? Lots to get through. Grateful for your company. Once again, do drop us a quick subscribe if you're only just finding the channel now. It's 15 minutes, which you can squeeze into your week of Bristol City chat. My name's Mark. I'm a neutral. We've got Sam Crayford and Liam Fowler, who travel up and down the country every single week, just like I'm sure many of you do, watching the Mighty Robins. And there we are, Liam. You were snapped this weekend with your lovely daughter at Fratton Park. In good time?
Yeah, it was a good result. Nice to see us sort of be dogged at the back and control the game, really. First 40 minutes, I thought, first 35 minutes, Pompey didn't lay a glove on us. So yeah, it was a good away day. Everyone loves a 1-0 win on an away day.
Yeah. Let's look at some social media takes. We're also talking about the brilliance of George Tanner this week as well. Alex says a win's a win, but after the first 30 minutes, it was a really poor performance against some better side. We would have got punished. Anyway, 6 out of 9 in a week and a week's rest. Now. Sam, yeah, do you agree with that? That had that been a better side, that you might not have got away with it?
Yeah, but then in fairness, after that first 30 minutes, we should have been 3 or 4 to the good and out of sight. But yeah, as that person said, against a better side with a bit of better quality up front, I think they would have punished us a bit.
Yeah, so there has been a bit of criticism on Struber, as I mentioned. Here's just one example of it, which Chris wasn't on his own here. He says that second half was dire. I've never criticised Struber so far, but that was on him. He never made changes which could have cost us. Unfortunately, it didn't. Another one had said here, after a brilliant start in the end, we were lucky to get the win at Pompey. I simply do not get Struber's lack of reaction to the chances in the last 20. Felt like he was just hoping for the best. Great for the fans to see the win after the last season there, of course, as well. Do you agree, both of you, that there's a slight criticism of the manager here that he just perhaps could have done something more to steady the ship?
I'm gonna say no. I don't think. I think I wouldn't say we were on the back foot at all. What happened after sort of 35 minutes? The Portsmouth keeper went down injured, apparently. Then you saw them huddle on the sideline, and they changed their shape. After they changed their shape, they were better, but they still didn't cause us any problems. We had to wait till the 85th minute for VTech to make a save. Yeah, they were putting balls and long throws in the box, but every time they were coming into the box, we were clearing it. I will. There is an element where I think he could have made a couple of more subs. Yes, I think he made one for Reese, for obviously Armstrong, and then he waited till about the 85th minute for you to come on. Maybe just before injury time, Hirakawa came on. But it's one of those, I think, where we were defending really well, and it was what was going on in front of him was working. We were containing them. Like I said, it didn't really threaten us. They got behind us once, and VTech made a good save. It's one of those. If he'd have made changes and they went on an equalise, he'd have got slated for that. I think yesterday overall I think he got it spot on. You don't change a winning formula if we're playing well enough to see it out. I think if you do make changes for change's sake, I think it could, be of a disservice to the team and upset things and how it's going. So for me, I think maybe a little unjust, but yeah, I think he got it spot on yesterday.
Sam, have these tweeters got a point?
Yeah, I'm on a bit of a different opinion to Liam. All right, we were playing all right and holding our own, but I do think he could have made a couple more subs a little bit earlier on to freshen up the side. You could see we was lacking a bit in possession. I think he could have just changed it up a little bit.
Can I ask a question? Who would you put on? Because we had no Jason Knight wasn't in the squad.
Yeah,
Creighton's only played about 6 minutes of football in the last 7 months.
yeah. To be fair,
He,
with the like obviously Jason Knight, like he was left out for reasons we need him over the Christmas period. But I would have liked Pring to come on just to get few more minutes under his belt because there's going to be a point this season when we are going to really need him. I think.
yeah, and then what else? You had the likes of Mirolks, who's played National League, which I think is a strange recall from the club to call him back from Aldershot. To not He was playing week in week out at Aldershot, so but he's not going to throw him on having played no football.
That
You had the likes of Yeboah, Miulu,
I'm
Morrison.
just a
He
bit
didn't seem to
disappointed
trust.
they recalled this Luke Skinner and not introduced him to the first team. Really, I like to see him given a little run out.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I think it's a massive jump going from, especially at 17, going from National League straight into the Championship setting. I
Yeah,
think
but
I think
if
it'll
you're
be
good,
too big of a jump.
if you're good enough, you're old enough, aren't you? As the
Yeah,
saying
no, that's
goes.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, let us
If
know
you
your
don't get the
thoughts.
opportunity, you're never going to know, are you?
Okay.
No, that is true.
Yeah, it feels harsh criticising a manager who's currently been sat in the playoffs
Yeah,
so much this
definitely.
season, doesn't it?
We're
But
in the top six. We're in the top six.
absolutely,
We should be happy. So
yeah. Okay. Let's talk about one player who's getting quite a lot of credit though online. Tom says credit to George Tanner. He's been absolutely solid of late. Yeah, Sam, is he one of the most underrated players this season?
yeah. To be fair, he does get a lot of criticism for his always passing sideways or backwards. But I do think he's a solid 7 out of 10 every game. You know, all right, he is prone to the odd rash challenge, but you know, I think he's a decent player in my eyes.
Liam?
Um, I don't think. I think he's been shoehorned into a position he's not familiar with on the right hand side of the three. I honestly think if Atkinson's fit, he probably doesn't play. Rhino plays in there, and Atkinson plays on the left. But that being said, he's doing a good enough job. For me, I see him more as an orthodox fullback. He's not a wing back because he's not. I'm not saying he's not good enough at going forward, but he does get a bit of a nosebleed when he crosses the halfway line, and he's not a natural centre back. But for the moment, I think he is doing a good job. But I just can't see him staying there when we do get the likes of Atkinson back, McNally if we ever see him again.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about Wrexham, of course, in a second as well. And before that, we've got to talk about Mehmeti again. Yeah, what's he what's he worth, Sam? Now, should anybody want to take a punt with his contract running down?
I think that's the biggest thing now with his contract running down. I can't see him getting a lot of money for him, but I think as frustrating as he is as a player, we got to sign him up to a new contract, definitely.
What would you want, a million? Would you take $1 million in January for him?
It depends what his contract's worth, isn't it? We only paid $1 million for him.
Yeah.
I can see if the club get an offer within the region of between 1.5 to maybe 3 million. I can't see anyone paying that, knowing it'd be free in 6 months' time if he doesn't sign a deal. The club are in a bad position. Apparently, they have offered him something, but we haven't. The same with Viner. I think I alluded to it last week.
Yeah, you said last week. Yeah.
Same as Sykes. Sykes out of contract in the summer as well. So we've got. I was actually talking with my boy about it. We've got about 6 first-team players out of contract at the end of the season. So
Yeah,
if
it's
those
good.
6 players leave, it's a lot. Admittedly, 3 of them are Roberts, Bell, and Cornick. But Roberts for me gets a lot of unjust stick online, and he comes and he does a half decent job. If he goes, okay, it's not the end of the world, but it's another player we got to replace. So I think the club are in a bit of a sticky situation with contracts at the moment.
It's going to cost a lot of money to replace all them players as well, I
Yeah,
think.
exactly that.
So I think they're just better off offering them decent terms and keeping them there to build a squad, and we'll be
I
good.
think with Mehmeti, with the season he's having so far, yes, he is infuriating times. I mean, I was one of him yesterday. We are groaning about him yesterday. There was 2 or 3 chances where he could
He
have
should have
released,
shot.
he pulled the trigger, but he's taken an extra 5 touches and then gets tackled. He was doing that again yesterday. Yes, he scored a header, which I'm shocked at. A hell of a ball by Borges as well, I must
Yeah.
say. But he scored one where he's offside. I think we had 6 offsides yesterday as well, and I think Anis was 5 of them. I really do.
Same away to Wrexham, wasn't it? He was offside about 20 times.
I don't know if that's because he's not making the correct runs or people are holding on to the ball too long. But I think every time we got the ball and the offside flag was up, it was him that was offside. So he was a little bit infuriating yesterday, and people were saying that where I was sat yesterday that he was, although he scored the goal, he was frustrating to watch yesterday at times.
You've been on your holidays this week to different countries. Obviously to Wrexham. Stephen says it's a perfect response to Wrexham debacle. With players coming back and hopefully financial backing in January, it's going to be an interesting second half of the season to come. Yes, who'd have thought? Yeah, that you'd have had a falling out with Wrexham. Lots of Wrexham comments in the Bristol City channels this week. You were there. What was your view of the game? Was it just down to the referee, Sam, or was that a little bit on you?
I think it was just a case we didn't take our chances when we had them. Although the referee was shocking, but that's Championship football, really, isn't it? You know, there's so many shocking referees at this level.
Okay, Liam.
No one turned up. Really, I think the only player that came out with a little bit of credit was probably Hirakawa. We just went at the races. You look at the goals we conceded, sloppy, really sloppy goals. Defensively, we were poor for the first one. For me, as soon as McLean's touched the ball when he received it, Tanner should have smashed him into the crowd. Not just for tackling, just for pure love's sake, because I can't stand that bloke. When the ball got...
I think 100% of the country can't stand that bloke.
And then when you look at when he did receive the ball, when he played it back to Broadhead, for him to... Can't take anything away from Broadhead. Quality goal. But Randall's 10 yards away from him. By the time he's taken a touch, Randall is nowhere near... He's the closest player to him. For me, if you're able to take a touch, look up, pick your spot, and then have a shot, you've given too much time on the ball. As soon as he's had that first touch, Randall should be hitting him as well. And then the second goal, for me, if Max O'Leary was in goal and that had gone in, he'd have got nothing but pelters for weeks. Just because it was VTech. If anything, it's worse with VTech because the man's he's a giant. And to be beaten straight from a corner like he did, questions had to be asked about that. If it was me, I'd be asking questions because there's no way he should be beaten from that. So I think overall, Wrexham fans would go, "Oh, we were good. Wrexham were okay. They were average. We were just worse."
That pitch was terrible as well, wasn't it? I mean, if Mehmeti sticks that chance away when it bubbled up, I mean, it would have been a different game. But pitch was terrible.
And but then you've also got the disallowed goal.
Yeah, I couldn't see nothing wrong with that.
He might have collided with the keeper, but he's already played the ball. Isn't it? Momentum. It's all about momentum. You can't just stop your momentum if you've taken you into the goalkeeper. The fact that he went down holding the space, got up, and was absolutely fine says it all.
So Hollywood FC, isn't it?
if that goal had stood, it's a different game.
Yeah, definitely.
It's one of them. It's another game down to sloppy goals and not. I sound like I'm repeating myself. It's sloppy goals we're conceding, not brilliant play we're being beaten by.
Yeah.
So it's got to knock it on the head somehow.
Cool. We're into December this week. Then all your kids will be opening their advent calendars, of course, in your homes. So we'll have a look at our calendar to come in this busy festive period. First of all, to you both, is this your favourite time of year for football? Do you like this period, or do you wish there was a little bit of a rest breathing point, or do you love it? So.
I love it. I love all the games close together. You know, you can't beat it, especially a nice Boxing Day game. You know what I mean?
I'm with Sam. It's been like it for God knows how long. So why change it? I love the football festive period.
I would just hate to be a Premiership side. It's got no Boxing Day fixtures this year.
Yeah, it's weird. So
they've ruined it. It's tradition, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm gutted myself. I think I'm going to have to go and watch Stoke versus Preston as my nearest game too, which is, a punishment myself.
Make the trip down to West Brom.
I could get to West Brom, yeah. It's not too far, yeah. What about this weird sort of thing we've got going on here? So obviously Pompey and Millwall this weekend, and then of course, look at the end of the month as well. Then we the reverse of Millwall, the reverse of Pompey. I know we've had it before, Liam, but what do you think it does have an impact on the season overall when you play a team so close together like that? I mean, if they've got injuries, for example, and
No, not for me, because if you've got injuries, you're going to have injuries regardless of who you play. So to me, it doesn't matter. I could play, as long as it's not back to back, like you're playing 1 week and the next week you're playing again. It's a bit different, but no, it is what it is. You got to play the hand you've been dealt. We have got a tough run though. You can see it there. But
Yeah,
South,
so you're the only club I think that's still got to play the top two in Coventry and Middlesbrough, and you're going to play them back to back, of course, as well. With then a trip to West Brom and Leicester in there as well, and you now play the top three now, of course, as well, because Millwall now in are now in third. So yeah, I think. In terms of, if you look to the league positions, Sam, Bristol City do have the toughest fixtures of all the 24 clubs.
Yeah, 100%. I was only looking at this midweek with my daughter, looking at December's fixtures. Where, if we want to get anywhere, this is going to make or break our season, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
But Middlesbrough at home is winnable, isn't it, Liam?
they're all. I think they're all winnable games. Leicester, you don't know what Leicester team's going to turn up. You don't know if they're going to be good 1 week or be spanked the next. Middlesbrough, they're a bit hit and miss. Millwall, they're solid, but everyone can be. People say about us, we can be easily beaten. I've seen a lot of people recently say we were the worst team they've played. Well, if we're the worst team they've played with half our squad injured, I'll take that. I even look at Coventry. Coventry, yes, they're scoring a lot of goals, but they're not really. I mean, they come from 2-0 down against West Brom, and West Brom are down to 10 men. So that, they went behind against Charlton. Yes, they have a way to score goals, but they can be beaten. Wrexham beaten.
We got an added bonus. We do normally do quite well at the CBS Arena, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, good record, yeah.
But
Okay.
you just got to go in it. You just got to go in it full throttle. You've just got to take it as it comes. We'll see where we are after it, and if we're still in the position we are, then I think we're having a great season so far.
Well, of course, one fixture missing from that list, of course, is the third round FA Cup fixture, which will follow all of those, and that will be drawn, of course, next weekend. So ahead of that, we are manifesting the draw that we want for City. So, Sam, who do you want? Home and away?
If it ain't Everton away to go and see our new stadium and actually meet up and have a beer, then I would take Liverpool, because the way Liverpool's playing at the moment, we'd turn them over ourselves.
Absolutely, I'd love that. We'd all be Bristol City fans on that day, wouldn't we? My God, yeah. Liam?
I'm going to say either because Mum and Dad are Arsenal season ticket holders, so I would say Arsenal away, or for the pure fact my missus lad's Liverpool and so's his dad, so I'd take Liverpool away and beat them at Anfield again. Yeah,
Okay.
so either of them away would be nice.
Brilliant. Okay. Super. Right. Manifesting it. Liverpool away or Arsenal away. For these lads, come on, let's make it a good draw. Right. Finally, this week, then we'll be doing the A to Z of Bristol City. We're up to the letter H this week. So, what have you got for us, guys? Who or what gets in for the letter H?
Go on, Sam. I'll let you go first.
Well, I was struggling. All I could think of was goalkeepers, like Hiking, Tom Heaton, Wayne Hennessy, just to name a few. But in my time of watching Bristol City, I think one of the best central midfielders I ever watched play for the club was Paul Hartley for the one season. So for me, it would have to be him.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, he was on my short list, but I'm going to go back a little bit further. I'm going to go Matt Hill.
Yep.
Left footed, play left back, centre back, didn't mind a tackle, could play with the ball at his feet. I think we wrongfully sold him when we did.
Smallest player on the pitch, but the highest jumper as well.
Yeah, he was solid. So for me, it'd be him or Jack Hunt, just for the sheer shoving Sergio Canos into the ground at Brentford.
What about Nicky Hunt?
Oh yeah.
The infamous Nicky Hunt.
Right.
Absolutely not.
We will put Hill into the A to Z of Bristol City then. Brilliant. Thank you very much, both of you. Now, they need your help next week because they're up to their first tricky letter with the letter I. So help them out in the comments this week, and then we'll read some of these out next week. The best player, or the best event that begins with I that would go in for the A to Z of Bristol City. Right, you two, have a good week. Enjoy your game against Millwall this weekend. We'll be back here to review it all, of course, in 7 days' time. And thank you all very much for watching. We love making this content for you. We're growing a lovely little community here, and we're great to have you a part of it. Thanks so much for watching.